Hey guys, so you probably clicked on this video because you're in that group that struggles with nasal congestion or serious sinus infections. And I'm sure you probably used a bunch of those nasal cleaning devices, but they never seem to get the job done. Well, in this video, I'm going to put you onto the Navage Nasal Care and give you some pros and cons, as well as some helpful tips to allow you to have the best experience in using this. Hey guys, welcome back to another As Seen by SB video where I let you know whether a product's worth the investment or not, and hopefully my original video of this Navage Nasal Care didn't scare you away. But I assume that you came back because you're still curious as to whether or not you should use this. All right, so first let's discuss how the Navage even works. Its purpose to flush out bacteria, mucus, and allergens by using this sucking technology in order to clear your nasal passage. And in doing so, you'll notice you'll be able to breathe easier, sleep better, and it'll provide relief to avoid that dry, itchy feeling in your nose. Now that sounds all good and well, but everyone's fear, including mine initially, is, will I feel like I'm drowning or choking when using this? And the answer is, yeah, you will feel like you're drowning or choking, but that's only if you use it improperly. So that's why I'm gonna show you the best technique and how to use this to avoid that feeling. And shout out to my Uncle Junior because he's the one that put me onto the Navage because he absolutely swears by it. So do this with me and let's just practice. What I want you to do is hold your nose and just breathe at a normal pace through your mouth. This will simulate the Navage being in your nose while you're breathing through your mouth. It's very important that you only breathe out of your mouth and not out of your nose, or that'll completely defeat the purpose of the whole suction. All right, so depending on the bundle package that you purchase, the accessories will vary. I have the starter pack, and along with the Navage, you get 30 saline pods, 1 nasal cleaner, 1 pair of standard size nasal inserts, 2 pre-installed AA batteries. All right, so to get started, you take this top portion, place it on top, turn it clockwise until you get a click. Then you take the bottom portion, you make sure that it's aligned here, and you'll turn it until you get a click. Then you take the nose suctions, place it in here, turn it, and it's securely in place. And you're able to change the direction of the water flow from either right to left or left to right based on how you turn the nasal dock. So now you want to add water and fill it to the line. So you just pop open this top. I got some lukewarm water from the faucet. Filled it there to the line. Now the instructions do say to use distilled water or filtered water just to avoid any potential bacteria that might be in tap water. Although most people that I know that have used this, they said that they have used tap water and they haven't had any issues, so you could just use your discretion. And as I mentioned, I use warm water as many people have found it more comfortable to use warm water as opposed to cold. So now you'll take your saline pod and place it in this crushing chamber, as they call it, aluminum side down. Make sure it has this smiley face. Then you'll press it down and allow the saline to disperse into the water. And it helps to just give it a little swirl so that it mixes properly together. And then remember the strategy that we discussed earlier to only breathe through your mouth. And also it's very important to make sure that the nose inserts are pressed securely in your nostrils. And when you get started, you want to make sure that you press that button down the entire time during the session. All right, here we go.
All right, so clearly I should have my head tilted back a little bit further to avoid the stripping. And now that I've adjusted, the suction is drawing the water from the upper tank to the nose and dispersing into the lower tank. And each cycle can last between 10 seconds to up to 30 seconds depending on your congestion. And you know the cycle is complete when the upper tank is empty.
All right, that was much better than the first time. And it wasn't as bad. Now I'm not gonna be gross and really show you this, but I mean, actually there really wasn't much to collect down here as I wasn't really that stuffed up. But that's the good thing about this is I wasn't even that stuffed up and it still pulled out some stuff from my nose. So the good thing about the Navage is it can be used as often as you need. Most people use it twice a day, but it also depends on the severity of your sinuses. But if you're really going through it right now, their claims are that if you use this twice a day for the next 2 weeks, you will notice a huge difference. So of course, the most important thing is to make sure that you clean this properly to avoid transferring any germs. So you'll just detach the top and the bottom to empty the water. Obviously, there's no water up top, so you can just twist that off very gently. You can do that clockwise or counterclockwise. And of course, since there's water in the bottom, you want to be very careful on how you take that off. But you either twist this counterclockwise or clockwise. And it's best to do it over a sink. And then once you poured out the water, you can use dishwashing soap to rinse out the container and then let it air dry. Or you can towel dry it. Then you want to remove the nose inserts. Take your cleaning tool. Cleaning tool goes in here. You can also clean this area with this. And then you can just wipe the body of the Navage. The one thing you never want to do is to submerge this in water because this is not waterproof and it will damage the battery. Also, this is not dishwasher safe. All right, so if after all of that you're still interested, lastly, let's go over the pros and cons. The first pro is that this is a saline irrigation system, and using saline is far more effective than using non-saline. Second, you get the immediate benefit of having a clean nose and the relief of sinus congestion. But for the cons, the fact that they suggest using distilled water or filtered water, that might be considered an inconvenience. And then there's the obvious trial and error of trying to even use this daggone thing, but at least once you get the hang of it, it is definitely good to go. And lastly, it's the price, as these can range between $99 to $120 depending on the bundle that you purchase because of the various accessories that might come with it. All right, so I'd love to hear what you guys think of the Navage, if you use it or which nasal cleaner that you use. Be sure to leave that comment below, as I'm sure it will definitely help others who might be on the fence as to whether or not to use it. And I've left the link in the description box as well as the pinned comment if you're interested in purchasing. But overall, the Navage nasal cleaner is definitely SB approved. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment to help the growth of this channel. But until next time, stay healthy and take care.